Welcome to Subramani. Come, let's beat the market. This is the theme of every fund house in every scheme that they have. As if beating the market is your goal of investing. What is your goal of investing? It could be something very different. Now, when a fund house says we have beaten the market, they are not addressing you. They are addressing the other guy in other fund house who's not shifted his fund from fund A to fund B. So fund B says, please shift to us. We will help you beat the market. Now, what is the big advantage in beating the market? I really don't know. Suppose the market has given 29.8% return and your fund has given you 29.9. Does it really matter very much from another fund which has given 29.7? Honest to God, I can't see the difference. I don't see any fund manager being able to beat the index over a long period of time. Over the last 20 years, let's say nobody has beaten. Or let me put it this way, no investor would have beaten the index, the TRI, simply because earlier he paid something called an entry load. Now, when these fund houses calculate returns, they say loads have been ignored. Now, if you are a new investor and you don't understand that there used to be something called an entry load and an exit load, you will say it's okay if you ignore loads. It doesn't really matter. Today it doesn't matter, but when you go back to 2000 or say 1999 and calculate your returns and say this is what we have achieved, they are not telling you that that is not what the investor achieved. The investor paid 2% entry load, I think till 2008 or whatever. I don't remember the date when it was removed. So actually the investor has not beaten the market, or investor has not been able to get a return better than the Sensex return in any large cap fund for sure. Having said that, why are they trying to tell you that they will beat the market? Why? Simply because they want to collect more money. It does not mean anything for you. As far as you are concerned, you want a reasonably good absolute return rather than a relative return. And this relative return or return compared to the index is bull market language. In a bear market, they don't talk about beating the index, or they will be very subdued about it. Now, not beating the index is like saying, it's like your son coming up to you and saying, son or daughter coming up to you and saying, Dad, you should be happy that I failed only in 3 subjects. Our neighbor has failed in 4 subjects, right? Will you be happy as a parent? And that is the question that you have to decide. You want an X amount of return on your portfolio so that you can meet your goals. That's all. And that is achieved by various things: the amount of money that you invest, the amount of the asset allocation that you have done, the ability to sit tight during bad markets and good markets, not removing money just because the market has gone up from say you invested when the index was 27,000 and it has become 35,000. You see, wow, fantastic, so let me remove. Then again you miss the ride from 35,000 to 53,000, right? You miss that. So the question of so many other things are required for you to be able to meet your goals. There is absolutely no attempt by the fund house to encourage those things, right? Like doing a good asset allocation. How many IFAs can do a proper asset allocation based on risk analysis? They can't. So a lot of NFO marketing to NFO marketing to NFO marketing happens. There is one NFO coming every day. And every fund house tells you every scheme of theirs is unique. I feel it is very much comparable to Bollywood, where every director and every actor comes and says, come and watch this movie is different, right? So over the last so many years or so many decades, and every year you make 300 movies and say every one of those is unique, is really tough. So do you need to beat the fund or the Sensex or compared to other funds? Actually, the answer is no. As long as you are happy with the CAGR which the fund is achieving over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years and you are happy with that, it's fine. If you don't want to do even that, then you stick to the Sensex or the index fund. That's also fine. There is nothing wrong in sticking to the index, investing by yourself But don't pretend that you can be a DIY, pick up the winning funds and therefore make money. You can't. Then why do we have so much of index chasing? Because index chasing, there is fund management, one skill, and index chasing is a very big profession, right? You have people creating newsletters helping you to beat the index. You have fund managers telling you that they will help you beat the index. Then there are fund houses which say we have beaten the index and from this date to this date and or always, right? All these claims are there. So beating the index to me is a separate profession, and every fund house will indulge in it, and they will continue to indulge in it, whatever I say. Now if I run a channel and said come here and I will help you beat the index, then I have to do some magic regularly to be able to beat the index, and I have to hope that the retail investor is as innumerate as ever and does not do all these calculations. So people who say they will teach you index, they will teach you investing, etc., also are not able to beat the index in their equity portion. Many of them don't beat the index. Many newsletter writers are unable to beat the index in their own personal stock picking styles. But beating the index is a pursuit which everybody wants to do and say we will help you beat the index, and I don't see any reason why you should be worried about beating the index. Also remember, beating the index in your portfolio means one small portion which is in equity is able to beat the index, or even worse, even smaller portion which is in large cap is able to beat the Sensex. That is the only talk which we are doing. So suppose you are a conservative investor aged about 55 years of age or 60 years of age, and about 40% of your money is in equity. Out of that 40%, maybe 20% is in large cap, others are in small cap, mid cap, special opportunity, whatever. So that 20% of your net worth is going to be competing with the Sensex, and that it might make a 0.5%, 1% kind of a difference. Does it really make any difference to your goals? I should think no, right? So your returns will depend on how much you invest. It depends on how calm you are during difficult times, the combination of all this. So if a small portion of your portfolio beats the index, so be it. What you have to be looking for is your whole portfolio getting a return greater than inflation, or greater than some 3-year bank deposit, so that it helps you meet your goals. Now suppose you are a 80-year-old man or even a 65-year-old man. You have 10 crores of your own money and you have annual requirement of 5 lakhs. Does it really matter that your fund manager beats the index? Actually, you should be indifferent to it. How does it matter whether you beat the index? You have enough money for the rest of your life, and the ability to translate that into pleasurable activity is reducing because your age is increasing. How does it matter whether you leave your son 4 crores or whether you leave your son 4 crore 5 lakhs? It doesn't really matter. That is the kind of impact it might have. So stop reading articles about how this fund beat the index and that fund beat the index. It is impossible for these funds to beat the index on a continuous basis. And even if they do beat for a few years, your ability to pick that, stick to that, and then somebody like me will come and advise, look, this fund has beaten the index for 4 years in a row, 5th year it will not beat. So then you will exit there, you will enter somewhere else, and you pay the 10% exit load, which in India is called capital gains tax. Why would you do all that? If either sit and learn and say, therefore I can pick these following stocks, or decide, sit and learn and say, I am happy with these fund managers, the way they manage, I am happy with the CAGR which I think they can achieve in the future for my equity. That's good enough for you. Don't have to worry on hour-to-hour basis whether the fund manager is beating the index. How? It does not matter. So don't worry about beating the index. Be more worried about being able to set goals, achieve them. That is far more important than worrying about beating the index. The example that I would like to give is, if you are hiring a chef at home, chef is too much, hiring a cook, and you have a big joint family of 15-20 people, and every day a lot of cooking has to be done. Perhaps that cook will say, I also need somebody who will cut vegetables, and that person better cut vegetables fast because I cut very fast. That person needs to show off his vegetable cutting skills, or hiring somebody else who will also do vegetable cutting along with him because you're cooking for 15 people. That's different. But if you are cooking for 3 of you, there are 3 of you who are going to eat and you have offered to cook. Does not matter how fast you cut vegetables and what you do. What matters is, are you able to cook a healthy, decent meal within the time frame so that the goal of having lunch at 1 o'clock is met, or the goal of having lunch at 1:30 is met properly, and there are no overruns. You don't tell them at 1:30, oh my god, I have not done anything, so we will have lunch outside, or if you want homemade lunch, it will happen only at 3 o'clock. You don't want that to happen. It's as simple as that. Don't bother about houses which say we will beat the index or we have beaten the index. To you, as a person whose money is being managed, this is just noise. Ignore it. Thank you.